People put up my videos and laughed at them. People barred me from parties. People called me the YouTube girl, the influencer girl. I don't know how much I want to get into detail about this. Maybe we can cut it out. It was hell. It was actually hell. I got in. And he was just like, okay, like stop yelling basically, and like turn back to like Fortnite or whatever it was he was playing. Hi, my name is Sienna. You're watching my life in legs on UnPolished. I'm so nervous for which one's gonna be first. Oh, okay, my red hair era. This was the cringy caption we love. I think I searched Tumblr for days to find inspo for this. This is a very like 2016 core outfit, I feel. I kind of wanted to experiment when I was 17, and this was my only rebellious era I basically ever went through, and decided to, dye my hair bright Ariel Little Mermaid red. And then I could never go back after that, basically, which was bad. So now my hair is literally as you see because I killed the blonde with the red. I brought out my eyes a lot, which was fun. And it was definitely like right for the era, I think, and like the Tumblr moments and what was happening in like 2016, 17. I was in my senior year of high school before I went on my gap year. I had posted nothing on my YouTube channel, and this was just me trying to like really more be like a Tumblr, Pinterest girl maybe from that era. Like influencers on Instagram were with hundreds of thousands or millions of followers were more like travel people like Gypsy Lust and those people, and everyday people didn't really have as big of a following on Instagram, I feel like. So I wasn't trying to become like a mega person in any way. I think I just wanted to express myself in a fun way online, and like it was a creative way of doing it, and just found a lot of inspo from other people. My mom. I stole my uncle's car, well, borrowed my uncle's car to drive from his house because he lives in Mass. Also, fun fact, I posted this and I used my favorite songs, which is like one of the ones in the back. I had no idea that copyright existed. So I didn't get a single penny from this video. And it's, I think, my most viewed video to date. And from a really young age, I don't know why it was this, because like my parents didn't really put this into my head. They just went along with it. But I kind of found out like what was the top university in the world, or the top two. I remember asking my mom, I was like, what are the top two universities in the world? And she said, at the time, she said Harvard and Oxford. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to them. And I think I was like 3 or 5, and like everyone's like, the table laughed, and they're like, well, that's ridiculous. But I remember literally like every shooting star, every eyelash would always be Harvard, which was so weird because I didn't have any sort of connection to it. It was something that was quite far out of my control. But I remember just being like, this is something that I want to do and really care about. Like, it was someone like me who was, 16 in their room, like dreaming about going to Harvard. I wanted to create that video as well so that they might be able to see it, because there was basically nothing when I was applying. I think I like knew this was like a moment in time that I dreamt about for so long, and I wanted to document it and be able to look back on it, even just for myself. I think I had like 8 subscribers at the time because I'd also started the channel and like put out a travel vlog with like some friends before. And that was like the one video that was already on there. And it was literally just like my family following it as well. And it had 1 million views, which was a lot for YouTube back then. It's a lot for even today. People were actually interested in it as well, and that I could actually make some sort of positive influence and share it. So this video has a really, really special place in my heart, I would say. I didn't really want to be like an influencer. I wanted to be a YouTuber. That was the biggest thing. So the moment I got into Harvard was actually really surprising and kind of anticlimactic, because my parents were with me on all of my other like university acceptance days. And at that point, I hadn't gotten in anywhere. Basically, I had all of these different reach schools kind of back to back, and my parents were with me through all of them. And it was devastating. I got waitlisted or didn't get into any of them. And I was waiting for Harvard, and it was like a really weird moment because basically they posted something that was like, we have an update on your application, or like there's like, we need something from you essentially, or like there's a notice basically. So I logged into my portal and being like, oh shoot, like I've got one of my resources wrong. I applied with like an art portfolio, so sometimes they have further questions about that. Like I had a creative writing portfolio, there's a bunch of different stuff. I was like, there's definitely something wrong with my application. And so I logged in and opened it, and I was like eating a bowl of pasta, and like my siblings were home, and my parents were away, I didn't think anything of it. And then it said that I'd gotten in, and I was just like, I think I dropped the pasta on the floor and I started screaming. And my brother turns around from where he's playing video games. And he's like, what? And I was like, I got in. And he was just like, okay, like stop yelling basically, and like turn back to like Fortnite or whatever it was he was playing. So I didn't have anyone to celebrate with in the moment, but like I literally didn't care. And then telling my parents when they got back home was like the biggest thing ever. And it was just such a insane moment. I don't think I could believe it for so long. And I don't know, the message that means the most to me is when someone says, I've applied because of you. Or like, I applied, I never would have applied because like, if it weren't for you. The very controversial video. This was the video that I think it was the first time maybe the only time I ever turned off my comments, because it actually got so horrible and made me have a lot of anxiety and difficulty posting after this video. So there was so much stuff that was controversial that people took issue with. My appearance was a huge one, which was difficult. The way that I spoke, it was like the way that I looked, like so many different things. I think I'm very California, and it wasn't what most people thought of like Harvard student would be. It was very Elle Woods. I was like, I feel like we left that in the past, you know, like 20 years ago. We haven't at all. Both from online comments and classmates and in person throughout my entire 4 years. It was a lot. But that was a big one. I would say things that I did, the fact that I did like yoga and meditation in the morning, the fact that I worked out, the fact that what classes I was taking. I don't know, the comments are turned off, so I don't think there's no way to go see them. They just got to a point where it was actually just so horrific and really horrible things. I actually had some people say that I, didn't deserve to be there, who did I have to sleep with in order to get in? How much money my parents must have donated in order to get me a spot, because I never could have gone in on my own. So much stuff just from this one video. And yeah, I never imagined that it would be as big as it was, because I think I posted this also quite soon after I posted my move-in vlog, because it was the #1 most requested video that people want to see, of just like, what's your day today? And I'm like, I've been here a few months, like, let me tell you. And yeah, I think I sit on the steps at one point with my friend, and we have like a bit of a chit chat and go get a coffee, and they're like, so unrealistic. And I'm like, I have friends, like, what? I don't know. I think people just had a completely different view of it that other people weren't getting. And there was, other YouTubers who were posting at the time from different universities definitely got some hate, I think, but I was really surprised by the level of like vitriol and just character bashing and appearance bashing and just everything that kind of happened from it. I think I had this very, very naive idealistic view that everyone is going to celebrate everyone for their differences and their backgrounds and where they come from and what makes us all special. And it was not that in any way. And people put up my videos and laughed at them. People barred me from parties. People called me the YouTube girl, the influencer girl. There's no way she's getting in here. She has no shame. People posted so much about me online. There were Finsta accounts dedicated to making fun of me that people would show me at parties. It was hell. It was actually hell. And it lasted the entire time that I was there. Everyone had heard of me at some point, and everyone had an opinion on it. And a lot of people just off the bat didn't like me, not because of who I was or because they'd ever met me, but just because they knew that I was the YouTube girl and cringy and I don't know what really it was that they had an issue with. I think it was especially hard hearing it from people who had really, really wealthy families, who didn't really have to work if they didn't ever want to, who were legacy kids, who were the most privileged 1%, who didn't have to do something like this. Like, I was paying my way through university with this. Like, this was a way that I could make money and support myself and also help people. And it was really hard for me to hear that, especially from them, because it just didn't feel like it came from any reason other than just hate for no reason. And luckily I had some amazing friends that stuck by me, that were so proud of what I was doing, that I'd feature in videos, that would help promote my videos, that would talk about it, that would stand up for me. Like, they are my absolute rocks, even to this day. And yeah, I don't think I could have done it without them, but it 100% made my experience something that it probably wouldn't have been if I hadn't been so out there when I was there. But it, like, looking back, it's something I'm so grateful for, because it's made me the person I am today. It's now my career, and I love it. I have a deep love for making content and making YouTube videos specifically, but it is kind of that, not double-edged sword, but always comes with that, like, bittersweetness of, I recognize how much I went through to get to this point, and I think I'm just really proud of myself that I kept going and I didn't stop, because I would be in a place that was very different if I don't know what I would be doing, but I didn't let that stop me from doing something that I loved. But it was, yeah, it took a long time for me to actually post YouTube videos without getting that pure panic of anxiety every time that I did, that I was gonna get a million hate comments, that people were gonna put it up in person and laugh at me and say horrible things. And now I have a really, really supportive community of friends, people that follow me, my boyfriend, my family, that just are my biggest cheerleaders in the entire world. And I think that's what keeps me going, is just removing myself from that. But yeah, I'm really proud of the person who's in this video. And oh my gosh, I don't even remember this. We look very drunk in this. I think we'd had maybe one cocktail, and it was like our first legal drink for all of us ever, because we're in Barbados and we could drink because we were 19 and the drinking age was 18. And we are with some 50 and 60-year-old couples doing swing dancing. We were the only teenagers there. It was spring break. Everyone went to, like, the classic spring break spots. And these are my friends, Faven and Aspen, and we decided to go to Barbados, to this place. We got a really good deal on it, that I think is only British families, weirdly. So it was like all of these other British families and, like, older couples and us, and we had the absolute time of our lives. And it was so fun. I think this was, yeah, like maybe the one drink we had, like, the entire time when we were there, and then ended up just, like, swing dancing and having an absolute blast. Aha! Oxford era. Oh yeah, this caption was very, goodness, yeah, very emotional, actually. This is all true. I was living in Seoul at the time, in Korea, and I was about to be deported because I was there overstaying my visa and I didn't have a place to go. One of my classmates had posted, "Peace out, Harvard, I'm going to Oxford." And I kind of just decided, because I had the time, my next bus was in 15 minutes. I was like, all right, I'll bite. Like, I kind of replied to her, DM'd her, like, wait, how did you do this? This is so cool. Like, my study abroad was canceled because Harvard canceled all study abroad over COVID. She was like, you have to apply right now though, because I think there's only one spot left. Here's the email. So I sent the Oxford woman an email, the registrar, I think it was, and I was like, hi, I'm a British student. I'm really interested in attending. What do I need to do? And I started researching. I basically went to a coffee shop in Seoul and stayed there for like 12 hours and just grinded out an application and sent it. And I didn't know what I was getting into, what any of it entailed. I didn't know where I would be placed. So this was a very last minute attempt. I was in a hotel room after my lease ended on my apartment. And I was just like, what am I doing? And then I found out that I'd been accepted. And I started bawling, actually. In many ways, this acceptance actually meant somehow more to me because it was a saving grace in a really, really difficult time in my life that I'd been having in Korea, and a really horrible situation that I was going through there. And I was kind of like in, I don't know how much I want to get into detail about this, or if it's, maybe we can cut it out. It's actually something I want to talk about a lot more, but haven't found a way to talk about it yet, but I filmed it. But I went through a really bad episode where I was drugged and sexually assaulted in Korea. And I was being like, not stalked, but like kind of stalked by the person that did it. So I was in hiding in different hotels and had to leave my apartment. And I was also trying to figure out if I could take legal action, report it to the police. So I'd reported it. He got wind that I'd reported it. And I didn't realize that reporting it was opening up an investigation. And so they had to go talk to him and they had to do all of these things. And there was really weird things that kept happening of like my phone, like my dad would get random calls that like weren't from me. And a lot of just weird stuff happened. And I changed hotel rooms every night just because he like voiced basically to the police that he wanted to retaliate. It was like a very bad situation and I needed to leave, but I didn't have anywhere to go and I couldn't stay in Korea, but I'd taken this year off. So Oxford in every way was like a complete saving grace. So I completely broke down when I got this acceptance and I knew that I would be able to go. And I flew directly. I bought a flight. I flew from Seoul to Heathrow. I didn't know what I was doing at all. I knocked on the door of family friends that I hadn't seen in 10 years and asked them to house me for a week because I didn't have anywhere to stay. And they took me in. They became my second family. And this is a photo from matriculation, which is like when you get kind of matriculated into the university, which as a visiting student, I wasn't technically allowed to do, but because it was COVID, it was weird years and I wasn't allowed in the hall. But they didn't actually do it in the hall because it was online, essentially. And so I dressed up in the gear just like everyone else and went to the rad cam and took pictures with my college and went punting after. And I genuinely felt like I belonged there. It became, I think, everything that I had wanted Harvard to be and was such a saving grace my year there. So that's where that caption comes as well, of just me reflecting on a place that like truly, truly healed me. It's also very scary. But I've actually never talked about it before to my audience about like what happened then. But that was the real reason why I went to Oxford and why it was such a saving grace. It's hard for me to acknowledge pride in myself, I think. It's just as a person, not even just as a creator. It's definitely hard for me to acknowledge creator wins, but it's really hard for me to acknowledge personal wins or strength or anything. And I think I just, looking back at everything and who I was then and what I went through and the person that I am now and how it's all made me the person that I am now. But I just have so much love and compassion for those versions of me that went through that. And it's, I don't think I've really fully acknowledged how much strength it took and how much I did on my own, being away from my family, going, I didn't see my parents for a really long time because I was in Korea dealing with all of that. And then I was in Oxford and I wasn't able to go home because of COVID. So I didn't see my family for a while, nearly a year. And I was dealing with it all by myself, but I made it through and I found something that I don't think I ever would have found. I never would have, it was a very sliding doors moment, I think, of just like missing your bus and then pulling it up and getting this notification of this opportunity. And maybe it would have found me in a different way, but I'm so grateful for that, because I think Oxford was one of the best things that ever happened to me. It's the reason I'm in London now. It's the reason I have so many friends now. Like, that probably never would have happened if it weren't for COVID in many ways, but if it also weren't for what happened to me in Korea and what I was needing to save myself from. So it was, quite honestly, one of the best things that ever happened to me. And there's a lot of emotion that comes up, like, looking at this, and that's kind of what I wanted to put into the caption, I think, as well, of like just trying to put into words how much this place actually meant to me, like symbolically, without, I didn't really go into it exactly what happened and what it was and why it did, but I wanted to convey a bit of a piece of that beyond just kind of like a little silly one-word caption or something, of just like, this place has really, really healed me in so many ways. Oh, wait, I'm really glad that you guys picked one. Okay, this is cute. This is a picture of me and my boyfriend, Aubrey, and we've been together, I call him Obs. We've been together for 2.5 years now, and he was one of my friends at Oxford. We weren't like close friends there, we were like acquaintances. And we joke that we didn't actually really like each other at first, or like, it wasn't like enemies to lovers. Like, I'm a big book talk person, but it was maybe like, I don't know, enemies to friends to lovers, or like sort of enemies to friends to lovers, but more emphasis on the friends. But yeah, I think we'd heard about each other, and I think with the stereotype of like, oh, a creator, I think he had it in his head of just like, oh, she's gonna be like maybe different than what I expected. But we became friends, and I moved to London, or we became friends. We weren't that close, but I went back to Harvard, moved back to London, and he ended up texting me and said that, hey, like, you've moved to London. I know you don't know anyone here because all your friends are back in Oxford, and like all your Harvard friends are back at Harvard. Do you want to come to mine for dinner? Because like, yeah, you don't know anyone. Meet my friends. He's very much an includer of people and brings people together. And it's one of the many things that I love about him. And so he did that to me, and I was so grateful. And it turned out that we lived across the street from each other, which to this day, he also still jokes that I basically stalked him to Edgware Road because that's where we lived. Very first flat out of uni vibes. And yeah, I swear that I did not know that he lived there, or if I did know, I'd completely forgotten it, and I'd moved with my 4 flatmates because they loved this flat on Edgware Road. And then when he invited me for dinner, I was like, oh, I think I live across the street from you. That's a bit awkward. Okay, I'll be there in 30 seconds, I guess. So went to his, had a dinner party, and we became really close friends. And it was, I think, a really good transition from university, where you live basically on top of all of the different people that you love and all of your different friends, and you're so close to everyone. So I think moving to a big city is really difficult when it takes you 30, 45 minutes to go see your best friends. And we just became really, really close, and some friends had to point out that we might like each other because we were very in denial about that. And then it kind of just like hit me like a truck, and I didn't really know what to do about it. And then, yeah, here we are 2.5 years later, and he's honestly like the best thing that I have in my life. And I'm so grateful for him every day. And he's my #1 cheerleader and supporter for my content. And it's the sweetest thing because I never thought that I would have someone who would support me in that way. And I think especially given all the comments and everything that I went through, having someone who just like so unashamedly is just like, yeah, my girlfriend's a content creator, like she does this for YouTube, like he just brags about me all the time. And it's really sweet. Like for our 2-year anniversary, he got me my DJI Osmo Pocket because he wants me to start posting more on YouTube because I'd basically taken a bit of a hiatus. So he's just, yeah, he's my biggest supporter. He knows that I'm here right now. I texted him a selfie from the car, and he was just like, oh baby, I'm so proud of you. So he's incredible, my biggest cheerleader. And I love sharing everything content-wise that I do with him. And just having someone that supports you in that so wholeheartedly is amazing. I feel like we're very much a meme because I'm like creative and love editing and stuff, and he loves finance and investing, and that's kind of what makes his brain tick. So we're very much like the Barbie Oppenheimer kind of couple of just like influencer girlfriend and finance boyfriend. It's very much a meme, but it just kind of makes sense, and I think we support each other so much in what we do and can listen to the other yap for hours about everything. So it's another really healing, special thing that I have that I probably wouldn't have had given everything else. But yeah, very, very grateful for him. I think I just want to say a huge thank you. I think it's hard to put into words what a community of people mean to you, and especially because my community is so diverse and broad and all over the world and all ages and all genders, and it's just really amazing to have a community that's like that, and I'm so grateful for them. I wouldn't be here today without them. So yeah, I just want to say a real thank you to you guys, and it is such a privilege and an honor to be able to do what I do and to share things with you guys, and I just wanted to be able to continue to do that. Recently of the videos that I've been putting out and just everything, and I'm really, really trying to balance it all and be a lot more consistent, and I don't know, just seeing how much you guys care and like how long you've been with me, like in the comments. Like it's only been like 6-7 months really since I've really started posting videos, and some of you have been with me since the very beginning, since before that when I only had the 1 or the 2 posted and I like didn't update anything. So thank you. Bye. Hopefully if I can bring even just like, I think my thing has always been, if I can bring even just an ounce of positivity, of something that just takes you out of your day-to-day, or that inspires you, or that makes you see the world a different way, or just gives you a glimmer of hope or joy or anything in your day, like that's all that I want to do with my content. So I'm just really grateful to have the platform that I do, to be able to do that and meet the people that I get to meet, and it means the world to be able to meet people in person as well. So that is like one of my favorite things. If you ever see me or stop me, it genuinely like makes my day. So please don't be afraid to do that as well, because I also like love meeting you guys in person, and it's like a really sweet thing. I think I'm often more emotional than you guys are, so it's like a weird thing as well. Like I start crying, and then that, maybe that's not good for anyone else, but yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to my community. I love you. Thank you guys.